Hey y'all, how y'all doing? As always, it's a great day. So, if this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much for giving me a chance. My name is Whitney. I am a singer, songwriter, healthcare professional, an actress. I'm just a motivator. I love to inspire people, and I love my mission overall is to encourage people. So, I hope that you'll be encouraged while you're here with me today. If you are returning to my channel, hey friend, I'm so glad you came back. It's gonna be a good conversation today. Really, like a short conversation, but we're in our what I'm calling the fear series, and I know that sounds like really kind of undesirable because fear is not fun. But really, it's a conquering fear or overcoming type series of all the things that we may fear in life. So last week we talked about the fear of acceptance, basically not being accepted as who you are. This week I wanted to talk about the fear of inferiority, not being enough or not feeling like you're enough. One of the things that I know I grew up with was trying to find my voice. So I grew up in a household with very, very, very strong people. So strong opinions, strong voice. They were unafraid to say what they felt, and they meant what they said. I had my friends who were and still are very opinionated, very sure of themselves. But as a kid who grew up kind of unsure of herself at times, it was kind of like you don't know where your voice is necessary. And that sounds crazy now in my, where the place that God has caused me to be. But it's like, does my voice even mean anything? So I've been a singer my whole life. So I started singing when I was 3. And I felt like it was the gift of God, of course, to be able to sing. But I felt like the only thing that came out of me that was important was my voice, in terms of singing. So I would more so express myself through music, and I actually was always a writer too. So I would write, I would journal, but I never thought that my voice actually meant anything, like anybody would care to listen or to hear what I had to say. And it took me quite a while to get to the place where I'm like, okay, what I have to say carries weight. And here is why, not because of my, myself, but just situations God allowed me to be in. So there was a situation we had in our family where it was like turmoil on one side and the other side wasn't talking to another. And it was like I could literally feel God telling me, say something to this person, say something to that, like over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, God, but if I say something, it's not going to matter, like no matter what I say. And it was the simplest thing, but it was like, okay, if I'm not obedient, then that's not good. So let me be obedient. And I think I was probably about 12 or something, I don't know, but I said something to that person, the simplest thing, just a greeting, and it was like immediately everything shifted. So the problem that was so large kind of diffused, and we kind of came to, they came to an agreement of sorts, and things kind of smoothed out. And I'm just like, wow, God, it's like, what, in and of myself, of course, I'm unworthy. I'm not, there's nothing in me that is so great that's going to cause a situation to shift. But thankfully, in, just being obedient, I literally could see like the weight of the situation completely shift in front of me. And I'm not, I'm not an evangelist or prophet or anything like that, but it was just like, just to be able to see that God can use anybody, even if you don't feel like you're enough. And not even just in the spiritual realm, even in professional situations, you may feel like, I don't want to speak up in this meeting because I don't have the education that other people do, or I do have the education, but maybe I don't have the experience. Maybe you don't feel like you can motivate people because you're not qualified or whatever it is. But honestly, what I've had to learn was if something, and I've said this so many times, if it's something that God puts on your heart, or maybe you don't feel like it's God that puts it on your heart, but if it's something that is constantly poking at you and it's like, man, I want to do this thing, but I don't think that who am I? Who am I to do this? Who am I to motivate? Who am I to inspire? Who am I to try to change the trajectory of someone's life? Who am I, to share my story and help somebody? I want to just encourage anybody who is suffering with that, or not even realizing it's a fear that you're dealing with. If you feel like you're not enough, that's normal. But it's not because you're not. It's just the fact that because of whose you are enough. What you have to say matters, and it counts. You're not gonna reach everyone. You're not. So if you want to motivate young people, you may not reach a certain demographic of young people, but you may reach a larger section of a younger group or an older group. If you think, maybe your voice is not as readily accepted in older groups, maybe you want to inspire younger people, maybe you want to talk about business, maybe whatever it is, if it's something that's on your heart and it's pressing you and you feel like you're not enough, understand in and of yourself you're not, but understanding that because you're God's child, no matter what your faith, whatever, because you are God's child and created by Him, that makes you enough for whatever it is in your heart that you want to do positive in this earth. Your voice matters so much. Whatever you have to contribute to the world positively matters so much. It wouldn't be such a piercing thing on your heart and on your spirit if it wasn't meant for you to do. So I'm, just learning and going through the motions myself, and really trying to embrace that, coming from that strong household and feeling like you're silenced, to understanding okay, there's something here, God, it's on me. I have to get it out, no matter if it's two people that are encouraged, or if it's nobody who sees it. I am encouraged because you gave me this lesson, because you showed me this love, whatever it is, even if it's something as small or as significant as a hug to a person, free hugs. I've seen that video a few videos actually, people standing in the court and they're just have their hands out, blindfolded, free hugs. That is inspirational. But a person like myself, in those times, I would have been like, who am I to offer anybody a hug? Who am I to encourage somebody? Who am I to show love to somebody? Why would they hug me? And just that feeling of inferiority, but just knowing because of whose you are, man, that's the biggest thing. And that is why the journey for self-love has always, for me, began with God, because of myself, I can't see my value. But through God, through Christ's eyes, and through His example and what He's done for us as humans, and we do all this bad stuff, it's amazing to me. So let that be the lesson for today. If you feel inferior, I know it's going to take a little minute to get you to the place where you may feel like, your words are worth something, what you have to give is worth something. But I pray and hope that you will find the strength to talk to God and ask Him to show you through His eyes how valuable you are, because what you have to put into the earth means something, because He gave it to you. All right. As I always say, remember to love God, because He is the source of real love. No lie. And as you are getting that love from Him, remember to love yourself. Remember to love yourself and appreciate who God created you to be, in and of yourself. And as you're getting all that love and you're loving yourself and you're walking that journey, remember to love on other people, because that is the only way that your world is going to continue to go around. Remember that I love you so very much. Bye-bye.